Welcome to another Thursday morning practice session. And we're going to do some work on settling into the postures today. But let's start by getting warmed up. The good old bear. Getting in touch with how your body feels. And easily turning back and forth. You know the posture points to pay attention to. Rear crown of the head as if suspended, feeling your body hanging down from there. So there's lots of room inside. You've just been lowered to the ground. So your legs are just long enough to reach the ground. That image means no compression at all inside the body. Space in the neck, the shoulders hanging away from the head. Space in the upper torso, the chest relaxes and hangs. The back is easy. Work your way down the back, feeling space inside of every bit. Solar plexus area is relaxed. Lower back is relaxed. Stomach and abdomen is relaxed. Hips feel like there's space, like your legs are hanging away from you. Space through the thighs. Space in the knees. Again, the lower leg is hanging away from you, because you've just been lowered to the ground. Space inside the ankles. And space inside the feet. You're not mashed on the ground. You're easily hanging from rear crown of head just down to the floor. Following that motion down to the floor, feel your feet on the ground. Tripod in each foot, all 3 points in contact. Bubbling wells open to the earth. Toes spreading out, you're not gripping with the toes at all. Let the toes just feel like they're lengthening. Getting the feet as soft as you can on the ground. Abdominal breathing. So breathing continuously. Belly expands on the in-breath. Releases on the out-breath. Both the in-breath and the out-breath start at the dantian. Really feeling the breathing happening from the dantian. Will make it easy to let your mind be down there. Heart-mind rests in the dantian. Hands moving through the air easily, as if the air had the substance of water. You feel the air water against the palm of your front hand. It's right there, you don't have to reach for it. But you feel like you're moving through something, not just in the void or vacuum. And as you do that, to really feel the front palm, notice what that does to the whole arm, from the shoulder, through the elbow, the wrist to the palm, and the fingers hanging away from the palm. Feeling the whole arm, and especially the palm, moving through the air as if it had the substance of water. And letting the whole body relax. Easier every time you turn. Every part of the body softening. The minor motions of the parts of the body relative to each other are like a really gentle massage. All the parts moving. Run through it again. Rear crown of the head as if suspended. Open body hanging down. Spacious inside all the way from top of head down through the body to the ground. Feet quiet on the ground, tripods connected, bubbling wells open, toes spread, feet soft, soft, soft. Centered in your center, mind rests in the dantian, abdominal breathing into the belly and out from the belly. Feeling your arms move through the air, feeling the substance of the air. Maggie has said, as you become more insubstantial, the air will become more substantial. So let the empty space around you be the full substantial thing. And you move through it without disturbing it. Which will lead you to the whole body relaxed. $297, $298, $299, and $300. Take a break. I didn't really count, just someplace Professor Chung says you should do 300 of those. So I like to pretend we did 300. That we could have. That was about enough time. Okay, so then we're just going to jump forward to the crane, because I want to get you having this opening and closing feeling, and getting the synchronization happening through the whole body. As the body opens, the breath comes in, your awareness expands. As the body closes, the breath goes out, your awareness contracts. While you're doing this and you're opening the arms, only go as far as you can still stay relaxed and open here. Don't take yourself to a forced place. So pulling the arms farther doesn't get you anything. Have the motions be easy and simple. And go ahead. Opening and closing. Feel the full range of the opening motion through the whole body. It's not just your arms, it's the chest. You'll feel it in the lower back, and it'll go all the way down the rear leg. So get that opening all the way through the body. The arms finish just as you reach standing all the way up on the front leg. And feel the same thing with the closing. So all of the parts are coming together. Everything is coming back in. Everything becomes independent. Everything unifies and unites. Opening means becoming independent and moving away from each other. Closing means uniting, integrating. Every part opens. Every part closes. Including the breath and the mind. Go at whatever speed you need to allow the breath to go with the movement. I may be going slower or faster than works for you. That's okay. And let your awareness follow it. Awareness expands all the space around you. As part of the unification, awareness comes back to your center. Expanding, feeling everything, focusing back in the center. Let the motions feel good, no striving. Just enjoy this simple motion. Once more on each side. Great. Let's do a first third and just enjoy being warmed up, open, easily able to move. And go ahead. So that's nice. So what we wanted to work on today is doing some posture holding. But while we're working on the postures, refrain I keep hearing in my head has been saying, like a meditation, like a meditation. And so when you're holding a posture, it's oftentimes what you'll find is that it's not like a meditation. And there's a couple ways that it stops being a meditation. One of them is that you just kind of go away. And so you check out and blank out. And though when we're doing standing work, when we're doing the posturing, you want to really be very present and very focused. You're watching for very small changes inside of yourself. And so if you just check out, which can make the time go faster, but you're not there doing the work. So checking out is one thing. And then another thing that can happen is just the chattering mind and the constant adjusting. You're holding a posture and you're just like trying to make sure that everything is right in there. When you're looking and checking and you're just constantly at work in it, and it's unsettled. And so I'm exaggerating a little bit with my body there, but that can be going on in your mind, especially as it gets harder. You've been holding single whip for a while and a while longer, and you start like, I'm going to keep holding this, and it builds the tension into the body. And then pretty quickly, you're not going to be mind in Dantian like a meditation just there. So we're going to do some stopping in all the postures. But I want to start by just doing the simple opening move, lift hands, play guitar. And while we're doing this, you want to make sure that you're doing your best external posture. So when you're sitting in lift hands or play guitar, go ahead and sit down. Don't just do it up high where it's easy. Go ahead and sit down. But while you're there, and especially as your leg starts burning, keep coming back to the center and keep trying to relax and let go while you're doing this. So even though it's difficult, it's not. It's easy. So let's just do that a little bit. We'll start at the V and we'll go to the first one and we'll stand there for a little bit and then we'll move on to lift hands and play guitar. We'll probably do those each a couple times and then come back to the 50-50 parallel. And just like a meditation, calming the mind, letting the body be gentle. And go ahead. And so go ahead and start and make any changes you need to for your posture. When we're holding this for very long, you can just let the arms relax so that they come down to the thighs rather than forcing yourself to hold them out. Body is upright, weight is even. Give yourself a second for all of that. And then don't let that distract you anymore. Just mind in Dantian. Calm. Abdominal breathing. Belly expands on the inhale. Releases on the exhale. Make sure the eyes stay open. I can't see you, so I can't see if they're shutting. Make sure the eyes stay open. Really feeling the whole body. Finding places that you're holding and letting go. If you become distracted, return to the tangible experience of standing here. Letting the mind quiet in the Dantian, feeling the whole body relax. Keep coming back. Do a quick scan on your shape. Make sure the rear crown is suspended. Make sure the base of the spine is hanging. Check your shoulders, elbows out to the hands. Chest is contained. Knees are slightly bent. Legs feel open down to the ground. Even weight between the 2 feet. All 3 points of the tripod in each foot. And then stop worrying about the shape. Mind back in the Dantian. More relaxed with every breath. Okay. Shift to the left, turn out the right foot. Shift into the right. Step forward with the left. I guess this one is play guitar. Sit down. Make sure you're actually separated. And try not to stand up from here. Continuing to release. Mind in the Dantian. Change sides, rotate the hands, top hand comes in on the top, bottom hand goes out on the bottom. Feet change, the other one. All the weight in the back. Mind rests in the Dantian. Sitting down deeply and continuing to release. Okay, and back to the 50-50. Let the hands drop. Bring the feet back into the V. Shift to the right. Step with the left. Okay, 3 more good breaths. And close. All right, take a break. So, we want to try to bring that attitude with us all the time that we're working. Right? So we do a lot of different kinds of work. We do our super gory technical work where we're really paying attention to fine details. We do our kind of energetic and awareness work where you're trying to look at how the energy and motions move through your body. We do our grueling separation work where you're really checking that you're separated. And in all of that, you want to bring this attitude of calmness, letting everything quiet and soften. And it's very present. You're absolutely paying attention to everything. And when you stand and hold a posture for very long, it's possible for you to start building tension, especially as you're striving and driving yourself. You're saying, I am not going to stand up no matter what. I'm just down here, and your legs start shaking. And pretty soon you're gripping. And so watch for that. Watch for when that happens and try instead to let go the same way we did when we were just doing that standing. If you're standing someplace too long, if we don't move quickly enough, and you need to take a break, go ahead and take a break. It's way better to be standing down here and really give it my all, and then get up and shake my legs out, and then sit back down and give it my all again, than to be down there making things harder and more tense. This is not productive. The productive place is that, like a meditation, continuing to relax. The places where you're using tension, where your shape isn't right, so you're not balanced, where you're forcing, those will start to hurt. That's not a sharp pain. Sharp pain in the joints is always a problem, and you should get a hold of us and talk about any of that, because it's almost always caused by misalignment. You've got force that's not going through the joints smoothly, and instead is getting caught in the joints. But apart from that, when you're standing, you're going to feel muscular soreness and tiredness. It's going to get your attention. And so rather than checking out with that, try to find it and let it soften, let go. Part of the beauty of standing is you find those places where we habitually hold, because it gets tired. And so then you've got a chance of telling it to let go. So we'll do some more in the form now, and we'll be right back.
So I want to offer you some of the yang family words that go with Tai Chi. It's on our website. You can find it there if you want to reference it. But I don't want to just tell them to you, because as we're doing our posture holding, these are good ideas to keep in mind to help actually deliver the feeling of like a meditation. So there's 8 words that come in sets of 2, so there's 4 sets, and they are upright and centered, peaceful and comfortable, light and agile, and rounded and lively. So, centered and upright, peaceful and comfortable, light and agile, rounded and lively. So I may not just keep saying these words over and over, but now you've heard them, and I might reference it some as we do this, and use that to help you remember what it means to make these postures be like a meditation. So we're just going to start from the beginning and see how far we get. And as Lee said, if you're having difficulty standing there, give yourself a break. You don't have to stand until it's torture. So, be gentle with yourself, but also be, do the work. Begin. So stand here a moment. Go ahead and check your feet. Make sure they're in a good place. Get yourself aligned. It's easier to hold the postures when your body isn't fighting against itself. So do whatever you need to do to get the body in a good shape. Feet on the ground, hanging from above. Whole body letting go. Breathing and relaxing. We won't hold this one too long because we just stood in it for quite a while. But let's give it a minute to settle. Keep unlocking your knees. Keep your eyes open. And feel the ground, and let's move on. And we'll just go on to ward off left. So adjust yourself. Get your stance so that it can really support you without extra tension. Hanging from above, dropping down through the joints to the ground. Relax your shoulders. Soften the chest. Release your lower back. Front leg is holding you up. Rear leg is hanging away, down to the ground. Shoulders relaxed, belly relaxed. Letting go of your butt cheeks. You're hanging from above and rooted to the ground. And continue. Check out your posture, fix your stance if you need to. Letting go of your shoulders, let your arms balance around your elbows so that you don't have to hold your arms up. They're held up on your root, on your relaxed lower back, and hanging from above. Breathing and relaxing. Feeling down to the ground, feet relaxed, whole body is hanging. And continue. All the weight is in your back leg. Front leg has a slight bend in the knee. Letting the empty leg hang Releasing your butt cheeks. Hanging from above. Turn to the left corner. Hold it there a moment. Relaxing your shoulders. And continue on to press. Relaxing into your 70-30. Hanging from above, feet on the ground. Space under the armpits. Hands just barely touching, as light as can be. And moving on. Stopping at push. Letting the hanging elbows send the weight of your arms down into the ground so you don't have to hold them up. Waist is square to the front. Softening the lower back, letting go of your belly. Whole body expands on the inhale, releases on the exhale. And continue, releasing to begin movement, and you get to just keep moving until we get to single whip. When you get there, check out your stance. Get yourself comfortable, centered and upright, peaceful and comfortable, light and agile, rounded and lively. This is a posture of maximum extension. So feel the openness across your chest. Make sure your forefingers are touching your thumb. Whole body hanging down. Single whip, the most auspicious posture to hold. Finding tension and letting it go, giving it up to the ground. If your extended arm is starting to get tired, release your shoulder and make sure that your elbow is the balance point, so that your hand is light and you're not having to hold your arm up. Breathing, relaxing, hanging from above, feeling down to the ground, and rest your legs. Shake them out. So it's real work, but it's easier to stand there and do the work if you can just get your body in a shape that is conducive to letting go. If there's misalignments, say you're leaning back here, it's going to be a lot harder to hold it. Once I can feel the weight dropping right through the body down into my feet and the ground and the bubbling well, then it's not going to be so hard. It'll put more weight in your legs, so it will still get your legs to notice, but letting go, getting your body upright, that's one of the jobs that we have in practicing Tai Chi. So shake your legs out, let them go. We'll do a little bit more. So, starting at single whip. Softening, relaxing, sitting down, feeling your feet on the ground. Using as little effort as possible to get your arms into position. Waist is square, body is hanging, everything is open. And continue. Lifting hands. Now make sure that you keep the left knee tracking the left toes. You don't want to let the left knee fall in. So don't turn any further toward the front than you can keep that leg in position and not hurt your knee. Releasing. Emptying the front hip joint. Slight bend in your empty front knee. And continue. Shouldering. Check out your feet. Make sure that you have the L, that your right foot is to the outside of your left heel. Most of your weight is in your right leg. Funky 70-30. Give yourself space around your arms, your armpits, your chest, hanging from above. And next one. White crane spreads wings. Same deal. Keep your right knee over your right toe. Make sure it's tracking straight ahead. Let your dantian be wherever it needs to be to keep that relationship. Make sure that your left foot is to the outside of your right heel. Resting on the ball, letting the whole leg go. Slight bend in the empty knee. Release it from the hip joint, butt cheek, and continue. Brush knee. Softening, releasing. Body is hanging down. You can double check your stance if you need to. Get your feet in a position where you can square your waist. Space around your arms. Hanging from above. Everything softening. And continue. And we already stood in this one for a while. It should feel familiar. Slight bend in your empty knee. Foot's resting on the heel, but soften the ankle. Hanging from above, dropping right through to the ground. Space around the armpits, softening the chest, relaxing the lower back, and continue. Same as the other one. Brush knee. Letting go of your butt cheek, particularly the rear leg. Let it hang. Hanging from above. Breathing. And continue. Fix your stance if you need to. You have a soft fist. The tiger's eye is closed, but you're not clenching it. 2 hands are approaching your center line. Don't let them cross. Feel the spaciousness around your chest, under your arms, around your arms. And continue. We'll just keep going till we get to the push. Waist is square. Feet are connected to the ground. Whole body relaxing, hanging from above. Softening, binding tension and releasing it. And continue. Standing here a minute, you can fix your feet if you need to. Feel everything letting go. Breathing, relaxing, spacious, soft. And close. Well, that was fun. Makes all the concerns and worries and cares kind of drift away because you've just got your body and your awareness and just trying to let go. And that's one of Tai Chi's gifts, is it puts you right in the moment. Why don't we close with a first third? We're just going to flow through it. We don't have to go slowly. Just make good use of all that good work we just did. And begin. Thanks for playing along, and we'll see you again soon.